Vinnie, congratulations on a great season this year. You guys were 15-3-1, I believe.
15-3-2.
15-3-2, which is a couple victories and a couple less losses than last year's 13-victory season. Were you surprised?
Tim, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. I wasn't too surprised. I know a lot of people were a little bit curious about how he would play this season. Lost quite a bit of firepower from last season, but just knowing the team, I was not too surprised. I was actually very confident in this group this year.
And you guys started out the 2023 season hot. I mean, you won 8 games, tied 1, and lost one of your first 10 games. That included 2 solid victories over Utica and Ford, a tough Ford team, and a drubbing of, you had a fluky loss to Eisenhower. I was going to say they drubbed you, but it was a fluky loss to Eisenhower that, and I think there were some reasons for that, but to beat Ford and Stony Creek in that first 10, pretty good teams. You're 8-1-1. You're thinking what?
Yeah, I mean, I was really excited. We started off hot. First 3 games, we took on Bloomfield Hills first game. Who ended up being a very good team this year. I actually went to regional semis, beat them 2-1, and I knew they were a pretty good team. So saw that game in the beginning, didn't say much to the boys, and I said, I think we're gonna have a good season. After that, we started rolling. We got into Eisenhower. I think the boys were a little nervous. We knew they were going to have a good team. I mean, they returned everyone from last year, and they were a top 10 team last year, and I thought they were a top 5 team this year based on what I saw. They weren't really ranked. That's a whole other conversation. But, that was a tough game. I think the boys got a little overconfident in that situation. We were still learning how to gel. We didn't really deal with adversity until that game, so we gave up an early goal.
Do you think that was good that you had that game early in the season and kind of out of the way?
Yeah, I think so. It was just a really tough game. When you look back at it, because I watch every game. After they're done, I go home, put the kids to sleep, and I put it right on my phone and I watch it. And the first goal was offside. The second goal was a penalty. And I look back and say, okay, when you're playing defensive and you give up an early goal, it's really a balloon popper.
Yeah.
It deflates you. So it was just an overall tough game, but I think it kind of grounded our team a little bit because we started really on fire, probably the best I've seen us start. So told the boys, hey, just one game. And usually you lose 4 or 5 in a season.
Well, you still kept a good roll going, and then the last 10 games of the season you were 7-2-1, but you had a very very 2 big key victories over Utica, which is also not a bad squad. Carl down there, the coach at Utica, he's been around forever in high school soccer, and then you drubbed De La Salle 6-0, and they're in the state finals.
Yeah, I mean, it was the second half was great, and we talked last time. One of our biggest issues was towards the end we would drop a result, drop a game or 2, start hot, drop a few less. So me and the coaching staff got together this year, and we said, hey, what can we do to help the boys, not just say, hey, they didn't step up. Really easy for a coach to say that. So actually, we felt less was more this year. With so many games, there was those Fridays where we have practice, and then when they go to we'll go watch football. I gave them the day off. A few more days off to keep the boys fresh, and I think it made a huge difference. It kept the boys' morale happy because who doesn't like going to football on Friday nights? Right. Especially out here in Romeo.
I do.
It's a great night out. So I think making sure the kids are taken care of, healthy, not getting injured, that played a huge factor.